Guys, are you wanting to get you some breast chickens? Well, let me save you some time, money, and frustration. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead / Papaw's Place. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today I'm sitting in the house here because it's about 45 degrees outside this morning and that wind is booking it straight out the north. But what we gonna do, I'm gonna go over my breast chickens. Some of you've seen a couple of videos where I started getting breast chickens. And I started weighing them, doing some weight comparisons. And I'm just gonna give a little update on my chickens here. And I'm gonna show y'all the screens of the weights and stuff. So we're gonna sit right here in the house and do this video this morning. So for some of you new ones out here, this is your first time seeing this and you didn't know nothing about the breast chickens, I'm swapping over to breast chickens. If you don't know anything about the breast, that's B-R-E-E-S-E. You'll look them up, read about them. Supposedly, that's one of the best tasting chickens in the world and one of your best dual-purpose chickens to raise on the homestead. So I'm giving it a try. So just to give y'all a little quick overview rundown of what I started out with and why I'm saying I might could save you some money, time, and frustration. Back in March of 2023, when I wanted to start getting these breast chickens, instead of ordering a straight run, I said, well, I'll just order me the juvenile bird, and I'll get a rooster and 3 hens, and then by the spring of 2024, them will be laying good sized eggs, and then I can start hatching and producing my own chicks, and I start out small and build up. Then I'll start selective breeding and try to do what I want to do with these birds. Well, the first chickens I ordered, the juvenile birds, was in March of 2023, and I got them from Breast Farms. Supposed to be 1 rooster and 2 hens, and all this has already been on a video I received, and I ended up with 2 roosters and 2 hens, which 1 hen, early in its stage there, I had to do away with it. It was kind of sickly looking. So, since that's juvenile birds and they were supposed to have been sexed, I called Breast Farms back, and sometime in June there, he said, yeah, I'll replace the bird because it's supposed to have been a hen. I said, well, why are you replacing it? I'm going to go on and buy another hen. Well, when I got my birds in, there was 3 birds in the box. He done threw another one in there. I said, well, he probably just threw a rooster in there. Well, guys, lo and behold, all 3 of them ended up being roosters. One of them was slow maturing, and the other one was extra slow maturing. He didn't know if he wanted to be a hen or a rooster. It's kind of like some of these people nowadays in the world don't know what he wanted to be. But anyhow, I ended up with 3 roosters out of that. Now, I didn't call Breast Farms back because I done waited so long. I'm like, I ain't even gonna call him back and worry about all that, because even when you do that, you end up having to pay shipping to get the bird replaced anyways. So I just forgot all about the juvenile birds, but that's my point I'm wanting to make right here, that for the price I paid for them first 4 juvenile birds, and then I purchased another bird, and then I paid shipping on another bird, I could have purchased at that time 10 to 12 straight run chicks. Now let me remind you, I only ended up out of them 7 birds, I got 1 rooster and 1 hen. Should have been 2 hens, but one of them was sick and I culled it out. But for what I paid for juvenile birds, thinking that I was going to have my sexed birds, they would be older of age and I could get started hatching sooner. I could have bought 10 to 12 straight run chicks. And the odds are out of 10 chicks, you're going at the minimum, on average, minimum average, you're going to end up with 4 hens. I would have been better off, money-wise and time-wise now, because that set me back since I only ended up with 1 rooster and 1 hen. So, in July of 2023, I got some eggs from Miss Madeline Royal over at Arcadian Orchard. And that's what I've hatched out, and that's what we're going to be looking at the weights and stuff on. So at this time, after I culled down, and I got 2 roosters and 6 hens from Miss Madeline Royal. And that's what I'm going to be starting with. Now here in the next few days, I'm going to have some more chicks that I ordered. And I ain't going to have a spoiler here saying where I'm getting them from, but there'll be a video coming out on the chicks that I'm going to be getting here in the next few days. So with all this being said, now that's kind of the background of how I got started. And like I said, that's one of the things you may want to think about to save yourself time, money, and frustration. And I don't care if it's breast chickens or any other kind of chickens. Don't go in there thinking you're going to pay higher for a juvenile bird, get exactly what you want, and get ahead of the game so you can start hatching. And that's how it should have worked, but that ain't how it worked. And if you don't get what you want, and the hatchery is going to replace it, you're going to end up paying shipping to get that bird replaced, which is going to cost you more money. So, that's just my thoughts and opinions on that. I'll never buy juvenile birds again. Some of them call them starter birds. From now on, anytime I get birds, I'll buy straight runs or I'll buy eggs and hatch them myself. So that's just something I wanted to point out to y'all. Something you may need to think about. So now I'm going to pop up the video of the chicks here. Now that you got an idea, when I'm talking about them, and you'll see which ones came from where. So to start out with, now that's the white chickens is the breast chickens we're talking about, guys. Them other ones there is just my laying hens that eventually be weeded out, and I'm going to have all breast chickens. But the 2 white roosters right there, guys, is from the eggs that I'd hatched from Miss Madeline Royal. I kept 2 roosters off of her hatch. Then I grew the other ones out. Put them in the freezer count. Done eat a couple of them. And as you can see there, the rooster right there on the right, he's got a little white in his earlobes. We're going to get into his weights. That's why I'm showing y'all right here. Then when we get into the spreadsheet, y'all know which chicken I was talking about, the weights. But that in there, at this point, is a little over 6 pounds. The smaller one there, same hatch date, but he was a little slower maturing. And you can see he's a little smaller in size. He's somewhere around a pound lighter. But I wanted to keep 2 because I want to have a backup. You never know, something could happen before my hens get of age to start hatching, breeding and hatching. Now that hen there that just walked up, that was the one hen that I originally got from Breast Farms when I first made the first order. Now she's down here in a laying pen because I ain't going to use her to breed, because y'all see how yellow, dingy colored she is. My number 1 goal on breeding is going to be for meat quality and size of the bird, but yet at the same time, I want to work on getting the leg colors. They're supposed to be a darker blue color, and the white in the earlobes, and that's just something that I want to breed forward to try to get. I don't like the yellow dingy color. I want the white. Snow, the more snow white it is, the better I like it. So she won't be getting bred with, but she's not in the picture at the time right now. So right here, as we've jumped over to my other pen, this is where I have my 6 hens. That's from the eggs that I hatched from Miss Madeline Royal. Now that rooster right there, that's the one rooster that I've got from Breast Farms. And just like the hen, you see that yellow in it. Now that's nothing wrong with that yellow for meat birds and stuff, but for selective breeding, I'm trying to breed that out of them. But that was the rooster, which he's gonna step back out the picture right now, but when he comes back in, that's the rooster. That wasn't from the first order from Breast Farms. That was one of the ones that's supposed to have been the replacement hen and the extra hen. And I guess a rooster, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but anyway, I ended up with 3 roosters, and this one ended up being the best looking rooster as far as his keel bone, his spacing, his length. He's a pretty good looking rooster overall. I just don't like that dingy color in him. But as far as the hens here, when I start breeding, there's 6 there that I culled down to before I put the other ones in the freezer count. But still, out of these 6, when I start breeding and hatching, selective breeding, ain't but 4 of them I'm gonna be breeding to. And it's simply that you can't see it here looking at the screen, but 2 of them was slower maturing. And when we get to the spreadsheet, you'll see they're lighter in weight. They just ain't as meaty filling birds when you fill them. So now we're going to the spreadsheets, guys, where some of you wants to see the weights. Now I'm gonna go on and tell you these spreadsheets is just notes. Ain't nothing professional about this. Over in the remarks, ain't no telling what you might read if you pause that and read some of that. Them notes is strictly from me. But the main thing here, you'll see up there, this is the first 4 breast chickens that I got from Breast Farms. You scroll down the date and age over there. You can pause this so you can read it. And then you get going, it'll jump down the sheet a little further for you, and you can pause it again. But you got your date and age, and y'all see them I actually started weighing at 4 months old. When I got them, I wasn't into comparing these chickens and weights until I got the eggs from Miss Madeline, and I wanted to prove that her selective breeding makes a difference, that you can breed these birds and get healthier, heavier birds out of them by selective breeding. And as you go down through here and look back, you'll have to scroll back and forth, pause it and jump back and forth if you want to compare. But you can look at the ages I weighed these, next column's the weight, and then of course the chicken name that I named them for my remark. When it jumps to the next slide there, you gonna move right on down. 4 months old, 7 months old, 7.5 months old, and the last time I weighed, which the only one I have from that original order, but is the old hen that's in my laying hens. Y'all see that approximately 9 months old, she weighs 5 pounds and 8 ounces. Then when it jumps to the next slide, you're on the second order of birds from Breast Farms. It's supposed to be the replacement hen, plus an extra hen I paid for, and plus just a rooster thrown in. Well guys, you look over in the third column, you're gonna see hen to rooster. What that means for me is I put hen to rooster because it was supposed to be a hen, but somewhere down the line there it was showed up that it was a rooster. And that's why I done that, just to I can always look back and I know, yeah, that was supposed to be a hen, but it ended up being a rooster. But just like with the other ones, you can start, see, 6 to 7 weeks old, because I actually ain't 100% sure the date they was born, since I didn't hatch them. But I started weighing them. Then you can just follow the slide down. And I got the date, approximately age, and the weights. All the way down to 11/27 or 23. That's a 25-week-old bird. And he's in the fattening pen as of the day I'm doing this. But you really want it, the ones I processed was 16 or 18 weeks old. This one was 18 weeks old before I was 100% sure it was a rooster. That's how slow maturing that rooster was. And guys, that is something, if you're selective breeding, it don't matter if you're selective breeding or not, you don't want to rebreed something like that. You don't want to go forward with them kind of genetics, because that's not good. Then the next slide, we'll start on the 14 chicks that I got from Miss Royal that I'd hatched myself. And just like that, you can pause it, look at the weights and the dates, and you can go back and compare them to the ones I got from Breast Farms and see that her selective breeding strategy is paid off. She had been working for over the years. Now myself, I'm gonna continue forward with that, and I'm gonna try to improve the leg color and the earlobe color, and keep the weight of these birds, the meatiness, the fullness, and see what I can do with them moving forward. Now again, I got some more birds coming from another place, because after my juvenile birds turned out to all be roosters, therefore I should be hatching. I should be able to hatch chicks as soon as the spring starts coming in. But with these birds here, my hens right here, you could hatch them, but they're gonna be small eggs, and I prefer not to hatch until they start laying bigger eggs before I start hatching. So anyhow, it put me behind what I was wanting to do, so that's why I'm ordering some more chicks from another place, just so I can compare and have me more chicks to breed with and moving forward. So guys, I know for the majority of you out there that's not into chickens or raising chickens, they are the breast chickens, you're not gonna find this video interesting at all. But if you're interested in chickens and you wanna try to just not have backyard chickens for egg layers, you need to try to selective breed. Keep the breed standard, because if you don't try to keep the breed standard, you'll just end up with just some chickens, about what it amounts to. So this is kind of a hobby for me, and I just thought I'd give some of you the update there of the latest weights at the end. And I'm gonna have some more chickens coming. Like I said, I'll be showing a video when I get them chicks in, tell you a little bit about where they come from. Breast Farms, there'll be a link in the description below this video if you're interested. Not sure if he's selling chicks this time of the year. This is December, but you can go on his website and see if you get chicks, juvenile birds. Can't remember if he offers eggs or not, but that's something you can look into. But just keep in mind the deal I was saying about the juvenile birds. You may end up with more birds by buying a straight run for the same money than you do juvenile. But that's just something you gotta decide on your own. I know for me, I won't never buy juvenile birds again. There'll be a link in the description for Arcadian Orchard. Mandy Royal's channel. She sells eggs now. And you can go there, check out her YouTube channel and go to her site, and you may want to order some eggs from her, because she's been doing a selective breeding program for about 7 years now on these breast chickens, and it really shows up what she is doing. But guys, if anything else I'm leaving out here, I don't know. But I know this video here is going to be right there bumping Christmas when you see it. So I'm going to go on and tell y'all, I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope y'all have a great day and a blessed week. God bless. See y'all next time.